Hello and very good evening to all of you. My name is Tanvi Rawat Bahuguna, and it's my pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to all our students, donors, facilitators, alumni, and mentors to FFE's virtual open house 21-22. When we started these virtual house events last year, little did we know that this platform would become our new normal. The last 1 year has tested the human race in various degrees, throwing unforeseen and unimaginable challenges in front of us, upending our lives and causing irreparable damage. And yet, what it could not shake was the highest form of human spirit, that of optimism. And while we have a lot of lessons to learn from this crisis, one of the most important lessons that we have learned so far is that we may make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. For giving does not only mean donation, but it means creating a difference in someone's life. So on that note, let me begin today's event by welcoming all of you once again to FFE's virtual open house 21-22. And before we move ahead for the first agenda of this evening, I would like to share the poll results with you. The results look quite interesting. I can see that more than 60% of you have already had your first dose of COVID vaccination. Those of you who have not taken it yet, please don't wait. Get your jabs as soon as you can. Very few of you have renewed your scholarships yet. As you all know, we have opened our scholarship applications for the year 21-22, and we request you all to please start filling your applications as soon as you can. In today's event, we will take up a Q&A session wherein we'll discuss all your queries which you may have regarding this year's scholarship as well. Many of you are already connected with us on the social media platforms. I would request all of you to please get connected with us through social media platforms on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and do remain connected with us through whichever means you can. So thank you very much. We can close the poll now. Thanks. I would like to begin today's evening by inviting FFE's Managing Trustee, Dr. Subha to address the gathering. Dr. Subha has been volunteering for FFE for more than a decade now, first in US and from 2010 in India, beginning with the establishment of FFE's office in Bangalore. Please welcome Dr. Subha.
Thank you, Tanvi, and good evening, everyone. It is my absolute privilege and pleasure to welcome all of you from the 3 states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Jharkhand. Thank you for making attending FFE's open house a priority. I recall last year when we met, it was the first year of it was the first wave of COVID. And we all were horrified, but we, as an organization, we were very happy that we could meet you all virtually last year. But never did we imagine that a year later, COVID has not yet left us, but we continue to meet virtually. And that is one of the silver linings of the COVID pandemic. Last year, FFE was able to meet over 5,000 students and other participants, including our volunteers, our donors, and our alumni, over 5,000 in 27 states in India. So I'm very happy that you all have made attending and participating in this event a priority. COVID, as Tanvi mentioned, has really upended all our lives. It has been a difficult year for many of our stakeholders. We know that we have lost students to the pandemic. Some students have lost a parent, and we've also lost a couple of volunteers. We mourn each of those losses. While we must go on, we are very thankful that they were part of the FFE family and we could interact and be a part of their lives. Today is an event where it gives me utmost pleasure and pride in telling you all about the journey of the foundation. I'd like to welcome each of you, especially our keynote speaker, Ms. Subha Swaminathan, whom you'll hear very shortly. But before we go there, we have a lot to cover today, and I'd like to start by giving you a brief presentation of the Foundation for Excellence. Can we have the first slide, please? Yes. The next slide, please. So please remember that we are celebrating our 27 years of creating impact through our scholarship program. All of you are familiar with our mission, which is to bring about a transformation in the lives of really bright students like you all who have some financial constraints in attending college. And this is through our very impactful scholarship program. Next slide, please. All of you have qualified for the scholarship program because you meet two important criteria: merit and, of course, financial need. We, as you all know, have expanded from engineering and medical scholarships to include two more disciplines, law and B.Pharm. So we are very happy that we are able to expand thanks to our donors who are supporting these two new initiatives. One very important aspect of our work is to stay connected with all of you students and our entire network, including our alumni. So this will continue to be a focus of the Foundation for Excellence. Next slide, please. A brief history of the foundation. The foundation was started in 1994 by very well-known entrepreneur, Dr. Prabhu Goel. You'll hear a little bit more about him, and you will also hear from him in a few minutes. Dr. Prabhu Goel and Mrs. Poonam Goel are the founders of the Foundation for Excellence that started in the US in 1994. The India office and the Foundation for Excellence India Trust first began in 2003 when our own alumni wanted to make donations to the foundation and did not have a way of doing that. And the very first donations to FFE India Trust came from our own alumni. And we are really proud that that network has steadily grown over the years. You can see that we've hit a very important milestone. 24,000 students have been awarded scholarships in these 27 years of FFE. Next slide, please. So FFE India Trust is governed by our Board of Trustees. You can see that there are 4 additional members here. These are the trustees, including Dr. Rishi Krishnan, who is the director of IIM Bangalore. We have Smita Uttarwar, who's an entrepreneur, Mr. Venk Shukla, who is the first president of FFE, and Mr. Arun Kumar, who's the CEO and chairman of KPMG India. So we have this very prominent list of people who advise the Foundation for Excellence and all our activities. And we work very closely with FFE in the US as well. Next slide, please. So what does FFE India Trust do? You all know that we have a single office in India from where we administer the national program, the scholarship program, which is today in 27 states in India. We administer all of this from our single office. We also have, besides the scholarship program, as you all know, we have the skills training program and the mentoring program. We manage the student network, the alumni network, and the volunteer network, and of course, the ever-growing and expanding donor network as well. We raise funds in India, we conduct these kinds of events, and any kind of other activities that will help our students. So today, we are where we are because we have a large number of people and supporters behind the foundation, and that includes over 40 corporates, thousands of individuals, over 500 volunteers, and charitable trusts as well. Next slide, please. So you all know how you all have qualified for this for the scholarship. I want to congratulate all of you who have been awarded scholarships and will soon be renewing your scholarships this year. Congratulations. We're very proud that you're part of the FFE family, and we want to engage with you and give you as many opportunities as we can so that you all will shine, and we'll be very proud of where you take your lives. Next slide, please. We are very thankful to our dedicated band of facilitators and volunteers. They are all over India. They play a very important role. They are the backbone of the foundation. And one of the most important things they do is identify students like you all. And in the year of COVID, many of you were matched to these facilitators, to these volunteers to whom you spoke and your family members spoke. And they have verified and recommended all of you for the scholarship program. We are very grateful, thankful to each one of them for their dedicated volunteer services. We are very happy that several of our alumni today are also playing the role of volunteer facilitators. So thank you very much. Next slide, please. Where are we today? I am really proud that we today are one of the largest scholarship granting organizations in the higher education space in India. And we not only give scholarships that you all have received, we do other programs as well to enhance your employability. As you can see, the growth of the scholarships has been steadily increasing over the years. Last year, we did exceedingly well as well. You can see that we've awarded over 228 crores in scholarships in all these years, and a total number of scholarships was over 71,000. Next slide, please. How did we do last year? So you can see that, by gender, we were at 20% women. We've moved up to 23% women. We'd like to support as many women scholars who are eligible. And that's a very important part of inclusivity for the Foundation for Excellence. So we encourage all of you to tell others who you know will qualify for our scholarships, men and women, to apply this year. You can see that we have the majority of students have got scholarships for engineering, 28% for medicine, and smaller numbers for integrated MTech, for BPharm, and for law. And last year was, while it was a difficult year of COVID, it was the best year that FFE has had in its 27 years, because we supported more scholars than we have ever before, hitting 7,498 students. So we are very proud of this achievement in a very, very difficult year. We've awarded over 29 crores in scholarships, and we are very happy to have welcomed 2,422 new members into our family. I'd like to take a break here and then introduce you to a very important member of FFE's management team. I'd like to introduce you to Ram Kolavenu, who joined FFE as our COO in November 2020. Ram is an engineer with a management degree. He comes to FFE with over 22 years of experience in the corporate world, as well as in the social enterprise space. And his most recent assignment before FFE was at LaborNet, where he was able to grow the organization from a startup to over 2,000 individuals and affecting more than 1 million beneficiaries in the livelihood space. We are very happy to have Ram join us today. And I'd like to now pass over the mic to Ram to continue with the presentation. Over to you, Ram.
Thank you, Sudha. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's been a great journey in the last 7 months at FFE. Couldn't have asked for more. To see more and more deserving students to get scholarship has been very, very satisfying. So last 7 years in the social sector and last 7 months here, I think the 7 months I would take it for the kind of impact and the sustainable impact this is going to create. I would want to welcome 306 new scholars, congratulate them for, cracking all these examinations and getting onto the best kind of a colleges and being a part of a FFE family. Welcome to all your 306 new scholars across engineering, medical, law, and BPharm programs. I would also want to thank the donors who made this possible to be able to have them onboarded, and the 61 facilitators who are spread across these 3 states have been doing tremendous job, relentless job in making sure that the right kind of students come across, and that's how we have all gathered here. So last year we had 841 scholarship between these 3 states. We've dispersed 3.36 crores, and I'm very, very happy to see the number of girls being much higher than the industry average, which we have in other states. So great work. Next slide, Subha. So we have been growing. Sudha showed you the picture of how we have been growing. Behind that is actually we are getting into the depth as well. We are actually getting a little more deeper to the interior parts of the country to ensure that the right kind of people come in. And we're going to do more and more of that. What I urge each and every one of you to be able to spread the word and ensure that the most deserving people are applying for the scholarships. Next slide, please. So one of the things which is hugely differentiating between what any scholarships give versus what we do at FFE is that it is also we also have taken time, energy, and actually research through on what is it required, which is beyond financial support to the scholars to make them ready for the world of work. And that's how we have devised a skilling program, training programs, and mentorship program. I'll talk about a bit about each of those. So about 5 years back, 6 years back, as there was a research which was done with the IIM management graduates to understand what is being taught in this engineering colleges, specifically engineering, and a little bit in medical as well. And what are the gaps which exist from what industry is looking at, and how do we bridge the gaps? So that's where we devised this program of skilling mentorship program, wherein we are actually getting you all closer to the employability index, so to say. So all the devised programs. So I think literally every one of you, even the first year student from engineering, B Pharma, and law, must have gone through this the basic test now. So that all the aspects which you have built in and the support of Michael Dell Foundation and Capgemini is to ensure that your employability quotient start increasing more and more. And in addition to that, we're also in the third year, we're trying to figure out what are the areas where we should actually concentrate on to make you ready for employability, employment from the placement standpoint of view. And there's a mentoring program which we'll talk a little bit about, which is the gaining much more momentum. And then we also are working on how we also help you in gaining the internship and workshops. If you can move to the next slide. So this gives a snapshot of how a journey typically is. I mean, while it's an indicative one for engineering, the same thing replicates to students who are in B Pharma and law. And we are putting together, and as most of your medical students know, a similar kind of an effort in the medical side to see, based on your schedule, what are the other things which can be taught to be able to ensure that you become a doctor which you really aspire for. Next slide, please. So the other big program, which is started again 4 years back and grown exponentially the last year, where we have 400 scholars who had a mentoring through industry experts. We are looking at industry experts across 70 different organizations who are working in the similar field. You've seen some testimonials during the registration process. This is going to be a game changer when during my time when I was doing my engineering, if I dreamt of having a mentor in the third year, I would have taken take any day, right? So this is crafted specifically to ensure that you have some guidance and mentorship which is going on from the industry experts through the journey, and this is a huge differentiating factor. The next slide, please. And in this is where we are actually trying to cover a few things in terms of what is being the soft skills which are required. We have defined a framework which all the mentors and mentees go through, and every third year student across all the streams would urge you to ensure that you participate in this and make most of that fun. Next slide, please. So the second differentiating factor, and Sudha mentioned about how it all started at the first alumni actually becoming a donor, is the entire circle of giving. You all took a pledge of helping at least two students in your life journey. I think that, along with the whatever we're waiting for the skilling program, is a huge differentiator. And what began in a humbly in 2003, next slide please, has actually grown leaps and bounds. We have seen more than 11 crores being coming in from our alumni group, directly and indirectly, and there were 2,400, more than 2,400 alumni who contributed to this journey. And last year alone, we had direct contribution of 1.13 crores from 1,341 alumni. So this is growing, and thank you, alumni, for all part of it. They're all spread across the world now, and it is growing. And you all will be part of that journey. I want to wish all the students who are in the final year now all the very best for your careers, and be part of this alumni association. There are a lot of different ways in which you can communicate to the students and make this is all your organization, guys. The students, alumni, FFEs. At the end of the day, is all yours. Next slide, please. So we continue to be the best, and in the study which was done, we have actually probably rated as the best in the industry for higher education, and we'll continue to strive to do the right things, and awards and rewards will probably follow that anyway. Next slide, please. So our corporate donors and the trust which they're having on us is growing year on year. We've added new corporates to our list as a form of CSR. In the next slide, you can see there are more foundations also who got added. So the just bottom line is there is enough wind behind us. Let's do all the right things. Make sure that you're making the best use of all the other things which have been provided in addition to the financial scholarship to make you just get better and employable. The dream is to for your employer or people who are getting into higher education, an FFE scholar automatically differentiates from the rest of the program. That's what we were striving and trying to make. And I'll end with actually, this is a team. With me, we have the donor team, the scholarship team, the alumni team, the finance and admin team who process all your scholarships. This bunch of 28 of us are behind this entire activity, and the whole engine of our donor community, our alumni, and our facilitators is what is making this happen. Thank you to everyone of the team for making this happen, making it a great year, and looking forward for another great year of more and more impact. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sudha. Thank you, Ram, so much. And a gentle reminder to all the participants, as you can see at the bottom of your screens, there's a Q&A box. We would like to take all your questions towards the end of this session. So please put on your questions in the Q&A box for us to see them, which we'll take towards the end of the session. And today, not only do we have our stakeholders from across India, but we have a special message coming from FFE's founder, Dr. Prabhu Goyal, who is currently in the US. An IIT Kanpur alumnus and the recipient of the President's Gold Medal for Academic Excellence, Dr. Goyal received a PhD in electrical engineering from Carnegie Mellon University. Dr. Prabhu and his wife, Mrs. Poonam Goyal, established the Foundation for Excellence in 1994. Dr. Goyal started his career with management and technical positions at IBM, and over time, he has served on the board of directors of many private and public companies. Let us now listen to Prabhu Goyal's message.
Hello, everyone. A especially warm welcome to our honored guests, our donors, our mentors, our facilitators. And a warm welcome to our FFE scholars and the FFE India team that has put this event together. I want to start by acknowledging the difficult last 12 months that all of you over there have gone through, the 2 waves of COVID and what it has done to the country and to all of us. In a small way, FFE has tried to help the FFE scholars and their families by raising emergency funds in both the first and the second wave. Though the losses that people have experienced are unimaginable, and I hope that India avoids a third wave and is better prepared going forward. Coming back to the open house, I think I want to bring out the fact that the India team has done the FFE India team has done a remarkable job in putting together training programs, mentoring, skilling, etc., that has made a major difference in the employability of our scholars. In the year 2019 to 2020, over 90% of our scholars found jobs or went on for higher education. I think that's remarkable. Don't you think so? And this year, from 2020 to 2021, the employment rate is significantly better than what one would expect in this time frame. And I think we expect to do as well as the prior year. So thank you to the FFE India team. And I want to use this opportunity to remind the FFE scholars that they must take full advantage of all the programs that have been put together for them. The training, the skilling programs, the mentoring programs, all the training that comes along with it as far as interviewing and various other courses that we offer, entrepreneurship, etc., to be able to maximize what they get out of the organization and employ it in their professional careers. I would also welcome our donors, facilitators, as well as mentors to please join these programs and make these programs even more successful. I think that would be very, very welcome. I want to also point out that the FFE scholars and alumni have done an incredible job in the last 12 months, or the previous 12 months, 1920, in raising funds from their corporates. And it's almost they have doubled the amount of money that they raised in a single year from the year prior. I think that's a fantastic way to give back, and I encourage that, and I applaud the FFE scholars for that. Going forward, I think it's very important for the FFE scholars to stay connected with FFE and to the alumni, to each other, because this is a network of over 10,000 people that has a lot of power in this network. When you work with each other, you can actually be thinking about taking advantage of this network for getting great advice, for finding new jobs, references to job openings that might be out there, references to career counseling, new opportunities that you might be looking for, because this is how the network works. People in the network are very valuable because there's no other way you can get this kind of information and advice. So I would strongly encourage you to stay connected with the alumni network and leverage it and give into it as well. Again, I would like to end by saying I hope you all have a wonderful open house today, and I thank all our guests for being here to make this event successful, and I hope our FFE scholars go back and say it was very worthwhile. Thank you.
That was Dr. Prabhu Goyal, the man whose vision has brought us here today, always inspiring us with his thoughts and words. We are also delighted to have with us today Ms. Subha Swaminathan as our keynote speaker for the session, who is joining us live from Singapore, a finance professional with over 25 years of multifaceted experience in 4 world-class companies, which includes Digital, Compaq, KPMG, and Hewlett-Packard. She is based out of Singapore and leads a large and broad-based department across geographical boundaries. She has experience of working extensively in global and regional roles in various organizational functions within finance. One of FFE's esteemed donors, she is passionate about people development and invests time, coaching, and mentoring employees and students. Hello, Ms. Subha, and welcome here. Thank you so much for joining us and taking out time to join us here today. Over to you, please.
Hey, thank you very much, and good evening, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to speak today. And you all agree with me that definitely progress cannot be achieved without sound education. And I'm really very honored to be associated with FFE, as the mandate of this foundation not only allows for increased access to sound education, but also is getting the maximum performance from its beneficiaries, right, which is all of you, through various programmatic interventions, which I hear, right, from all of you, which is mentoring, the skills training, the placements, and this ensures like a very rounded development, and it's very impressive. And ultimately, I think the foundation's mandate is not just about educating individuals, but it's also creating a cadre of ambassadors through the student community, and who are going to act as catalysts for championing people development through the spread of education. I think for me, it's been a privilege, even if it's only in a small way, I can contribute to the achievement of this mandate. And last week, I had the opportunity of actually meeting about 10 students, and each of them had a really personal story to share. And for me, their stories were filled with gratitude for the support they're receiving from FFE. But what struck me even more was that the optimism that they had about the future. And some of the students here were helping their parents in their activities, agriculture, and businesses during their spare time, while other medical students were really reaching out to the community to help others during the pandemic. They were educating the community around them on the importance of social distancing, the importance of getting vaccinated. And for me, this was the time that they were using very effectively to make a difference in the lives of others, whether it's their family or their community. And I'm sure these stories kind of are resonating with each one of you here. And I think these life experiences are the ones which are going to make you wonderful human beings. For me, it was indeed very inspiring to hear them share their stories. And I had something to learn and take away from them about how to look at life with a lot of optimism and not get bogged down by trivialities. And for today's session, when I was invited, I was thinking through like what to say and what should be my message to all of you and how do I put this into context. I was actually reminded of this, what I was told during the early part of my career. I was told that your future is determined by three factors, which is essentially choice, chance, and circumstance. And this was applicable then during the course of my career and life and is also very relevant today. So I thought I would share this with all of you, what it really means to me, and I think what it would mean to all of you. And while I was talking about choice, the first thing that I mentioned about, I think it's very easy for all of us to make good choices about our education, about our career. And we think by making these choices, we should be able to do just fine. But I think we kind of generally don't think about all the other choices, the thousands of unnoticed choices that all of us make during every day through our lifetimes. How important are these little choices? I think for me, they are very significant too, because it's kind of the big choices in life that set the direction for where you're going, but it's the little choices which really get you there. And however insignificant these choices may appear to be, I think this affects something about us, about what we do, how we spend our time, what we like or dislike, how do we conduct ourselves, and what works for us or does not. I would like to really take this opportunity to honor and congratulate all of you students here who made the big choice here to pursue your dreams. Okay, you've all chosen to be engineers, doctors, lawyers, and pharmacists, and making the everyday small choices of accomplishing those dreams and goals that you have set out for yourself. And then coming down to the next one, which is chance, correct? And chance could also be an opportunity. It reminds me of this quote from The Alchemist. I'm sure many of you have heard this. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve that. And normally you get worried about taking a chance, right? Especially the fear of failure or the consequence of making a wrong choice. And I'll tell you, that's not what you will regret. But I think you will kick yourself for not taking the chances that were there or the infinite opportunities that you have today. What I would suggest here is life is about trusting yourself, taking the chances and the opportunities that come your way. And I can assure you that every single step will be worth your while. Make your goals your priority and never give up on something that's very important to you. And all of you, be assured, are stronger than what you seem and smarter than what you think you are. Just go in the pursuit of your dreams. And the final one for me is circumstance, right? I talked about choice, I talked about chance, and talked about circumstance. Circumstance is extremely a relative term, and each of you today are going through your own personal circumstances. It is true that it's challenging, but it is circumstances which will direct you, correct you, and perfect you over time. Sometimes these appear to be very challenging, and you feel you're stuck in this forever, but you won't be stuck in it. There's always a way out of the tunnel. And when you feel like you're stuck, just don't quit. Okay. And that's what you need to remember, that these challenging times are what will make you emerge stronger and arrive at your best. And in the 80s, right, when you see Jackie Chan out here, I'm sure all of you like him, okay? And he got an opportunity to go to California. This is something that I read a while ago. And he didn't know how to speak English. And with where he was, he could have gone with a few translators as his troupe, but he opted to go alone. And the reason was that he wanted to immerse himself in the English speaking world so he could learn it as quickly as possible. And he worked really hard in learning the language. He hired 4 English teachers and spent 9 hours studying the language every day, despite being at the peak of his career. He says that life is a series of continuous learning. And this shows that despite his very positive circumstances, he still wanted to push himself to try and achieve something more. He didn't need to do it, but he chose that path. So when I think about these three factors of choice, chance, and circumstance, I realize that it is not the choice and the chances that define our circumstances, but I think it's our circumstances also which define the choices and chances we get in life. Each aspect of this impacts the other two factors, which finally ultimately shapes our lives. And I think if you look at it, the next one you talk about Abdul Kalam, right? All of you know that. I don't have to, he doesn't need an introduction. He's the one who's been an inspiration to most of you and to me as well. And as a young boy, he had to sell newspapers to add to his family's meager income. And he could have exercised the choice to stay there and do what was necessary due to the compelling circumstances. But he chose the path of the opportunity to move out of his hometown and pursue his education. I don't have to further emphasize on how this choice changed not only his life, but of the country and being an inspiration to the students. So how do I connect all this back to what we are going through today, especially for you guys as students, right? Despite the circumstances, I think just aim to earn your degree with flying colors. Spend the time well to study harder. And as you do so, right, do not have and today you have an advantage, actually, if you look at it during the current circumstance, that you do not have the distractions which you would have had in an everyday normal life. Secondly, I would say, like, utilize the time to conduct online discussions and connect with your friends, which I think you've been hearing it in the last 20 minutes, and adopt new approaches to maximize your learning. And especially this is extremely important when you do not have access to your labs and to your hospitals to gain the practical experience. Last week, when I spoke to some of the students, this was what they told me was their biggest challenge of not getting the practical experience. And I think you should because this is something that you're going to miss, which you won't get if you were attending like normal college. I'm sure you would have got much of it. But also you could remember that there are plenty of historical examples of groundbreaking discoveries which happened during the pandemics like this in the past, like Isaac Newton and William Shakespeare, who did their biggest discoveries during the plague of the late 16th century. And I'm sure with all of you, right, who are budding engineers and doctors here today, can view this as a very unique opportunity to seek out challenges. The pandemic, as you're all aware, has changed lifestyles very drastically. And I think discussions regarding the life post-COVID are already underway. I think this is your time. Your talent and flexibility, coupled with a solid knowledge of science and technology, is going to allow you to create a real impact as the world emerges from this crisis. And also, the last point I would say is look out for your friends, connect with them, and a short conversation to check in on them once in a while will go a long way in making a difference. Remember that all of you are in this together, and it's important to maintain the social connect as well. And technology, of course, is available today to help you do this, which was not there a couple of decades ago, right? And now you can just connect over WhatsApp or Facebook or whichever means you do it. Just ensure, look out for your friends, look out for your other students, and also connect with your lecturers and do the networking, which is extremely important for your futures. Don't wait for something to connect with people. This is what we find very important in our corporate lives as well. Continue to build relationships with people and the network, whether you require something at that moment or not. Because when the time of need comes, these networks are the ones which are going to help you get through this. And also to all the students, my last piece of thing is do not let circumstances control you. You change your circumstance and use the current time to reflect on who and what is most important to you. And you're now part of history in the making, I would say. I mean, imagine the stories that you could tell the world in a few years or the youth of tomorrow. You know, what you went through today and how you came out of it, and what is the difference you made during these times. And to FFE, I would like to thank you for providing us with a platform where we can exercise our choice and use this chance to define the circumstance. And it's not just for the students, but I also want to thank you on behalf of the volunteers, because you are providing us with a platform today to make a difference to society. And I would conclude by saying that let us all remain determined and move towards a better tomorrow. Stay safe, and thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Wow, that was truly inspiring, Ms. Subha. And thank you for reminding us of all the three C's, the chance and the circumstances and the choice. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
FFE has been extremely fortunate to be backed by a team of highly motivated and dedicated facilitators who have been helping FFE through their tireless efforts and voluntary services. We have with us today our facilitators from Maharashtra and Jharkhand, Mr. Shabir Baigora and Mr. Raghavendra, who've been actively involved with FFE for a very long time. So we'll play their video messages. Can we have the videos, please? Thank you.
This is Shabir Baigora from Bombay, facilitator from Maharashtra. I'm very thankful and grateful to FFE for giving me this opportunity to conduct the verification of the students for their MBBS course and engineering degrees. I have been conducting for number of students, 14-15 students of Maharashtra who are basically from the farmer families. They have been working hard. They have given their report for the first semester and the results are satisfactory and above average. Due to the pandemic, they are attending the online classes and doing well. Once again, I thank FFE for giving me this opportunity to do this noble cause of conducting the verification and helping the students. The students are also very thankful to FFE for giving this scholarship to them. The parents, I spoke to the parents. The parents are also very thankful to FFE. Other than this, they are also trying hard to manage their finance for their children. The performances are very good. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Raghavendra Pratap. I graduated from Jadavpur University in 2017. I was a FFE scholar in my college. FFE scholarship really helped me a lot. It's not only the monetary assistance but different kind of training and mentorship program that FFE provides. These training and mentorship programs, these really helped me grow as an individual. These helped me enhance my communication skills, my presentation skills, the way you talk, the way you should present and everything. Basically, it's a complete overall package that provides students a platform where they can hone all of these skills and get ready for their corporate or any kind of job. So this overall package is really great. After college, I started working as a facilitator in FFE. I get to know a lot of people. I met a lot of students. I took a lot of interviews. I met their parents. At that time, I realized how big this FFE thing is and how many people and how many students FFE as an organization is helping. So that is a really great thing. And when I met these people, when I talked with the parents and the students and the FFE aspirants, I realized how much potential they do have and how FFE is helping them actually achieve their potential and dreams. So to the donors, my message would be: you guys are really doing a great job and you guys are actually impacting a lot of students. And these students have a lot of potential and they are going to do incredible things in future. So thank you very much for doing that. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Shabir and Mr. Raghavendra, for your wonderful messages, and thank you for doing everything that you've been doing for our students till date. We are in fact grateful to all our facilitators who are the backbone of our organization, and we are glad that we have some of them with us here today. Can we have the collage, please? you very much. Today we are recognizing some of our facilitators from Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, and I would request all of you to please join me in congratulating them and cheering for them by sending the messages on your chat box as their names are being called out. I would now request Dr. Subha to take over, please.
Thank you, Tanvi. I'm delighted that we have with us facilitators whom we would like to honor today for their services, for all the work, for their sincere efforts to really do the work of volunteers. And there is no greater group of individuals who can make a difference to the world like our volunteers. So thank you for all the work that you do for us, for selflessly dedicating your time for the Foundation for Excellence. I'd like to call out their names, please. Can we have the next? Mr. Ulas Telang. Next slide, please. Mr. Roshan Khole from Maharashtra, who's also an FFE alum. Mr. Shabir Baigora. And Ms. Jyotsna, also from Madhya Pradesh. Thank you to each one of you. We know there are several of you who are participating in today's event, but we are specifically calling out just a few of you because we know that the others have been felicitated in the previous event. Thank you for your continued services to the foundation. We rely on you for your services, and we could not have come this far without your help. Thank you so much for all that you do for us, and we will continue to look to all of you for your support. And thank you also to our alumni who are today volunteering in bigger numbers for the Foundation for Excellence. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Sudha, and congratulations to all the facilitators. Coming up next is another poll. We would like the scholars to participate in the poll that will be we would like to take you through a poll which will be up on your screens now. Please answer the questions and stay tuned as we shall share the results with all of you soon. Can we have the poll, please?
Request all participants to please use the poll buttons. We'll just give it another few seconds. Thank you. Tanvi, over to you.
Thank you, Pratna. Once again, reminding all of you to please keep posting your questions on the Q&A box. We'll try and answer as many questions as we can during this event and the end of the event as well. And the event today will not be complete without recognizing our alumni whose time and support in all forms is deeply valued. We are thankful to all FFA alumni who are joining us today, and we take this opportunity to celebrate and recognize our alumni champions who have committed to supporting the organization in myriad ways, be it through individual donations or helping us establish partnerships with other donors, helping us raise funds worldwide, or being our star mentors or facilitators. Thank you to all our alumni champions for your noteworthy and commendable efforts. We cannot reach where we have reached today without your efforts and without you supporting our cause. Thank you very much. We have a lovely video message from our alumni, Mr. Subha Moore, who graduated in the year 2016 and is currently working with the Atlas Copco Pune. We have another video message from our alumni of the batch 2007, Mr. Rahul Naik, currently working with the Macrometa Corporation Pune. Can we have the videos, please?
I am Shubham Moore from Katni, Madhya Pradesh. I am software engineer by profession. I have completed my graduation from UIT Bhopal with electronics and communication as my branch. Soon after graduation, I joined Tata Consultancy Services Pune, and I am currently part of Atlas Copco Group. My family includes my mother and two elder sisters. I was a FFE scholar from the year 2012-2016. Back then, I was in very dire need of funds. My financial condition was not that well. At that time, Foundation for Excellence turned out to be a boon for me. It helped me through its scholarship program. I was able to manage my college fees and living expenses. And since I have gone through odds during my school education, I know the value and importance of education. So I try to help others in best possible way, be it monetary or career guidance. And during this journey, I got an amazing chance to work for FFE. So it feels like giving back to the society. I am currently mentor and facilitator for the FFE scholars. I verify their scholarship forms, I check their academics, and as a mentor, I try to motivate them, keep them updated about the new things, technologies, and best possible way which can help them in achieving their goals. To all the FFE alumni and scholars, I want to request you all to give back to the society once you are in a state to help others. And I wish all the best to Foundation for Excellence for its future endeavors. Thank you.
Hello, I am Rahul Naik. I am from Pune. Right now I am working as a software consultant for Macrometa Corporation. I completed my graduation from College of Engineering Pune in 2007. I was a FFE scholar from 2003 to 2007. I came from a small village called Kollar from Ahmednagar district. When I took admission for engineering, my brother was also doing engineering from another engineering college. It was very difficult for my parents to complete the graduation of both of their sons. I think FFE really helped me to complete not only my dream but my family dreams to complete this graduation and become an engineer. I am very thankful for the Achalla Joshi, who was a facilitator for me as well as the FFE for fulfilling the dream. I urge all my fellow FFE scholars that whenever you get a chance, you should donate to the FFE so that FFE can help to fulfill the dreams of other FFE scholars. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Shubham, and thank you, Mr. Rahul, for your inspiring words. Coming up next are the video messages from our BTech scholars, Nancy Yadav and Aditya Bhang, and our MBBS scholar, Alicia Mulani. Can we have the videos, please?
Hey everyone, I am Nancy and I'm going to graduate in 2022 from IIT Bombay with a BTech degree in Computer Science and Engineering department. For the introduction, I'll start with my high school. I completed my high school from JNV Kushinagar and my 12th from JNV Bangalore Urban. I got the scholarship for preparing for my JEE and doing my 12th parallelly. So I did that and later on I joined IIT Bombay. Joining IIT Bombay was exciting, terrific, but I had to deal with lots of problems and most important was paying the fee. The amount was high and I come from an economically challenged family. The only source of income is agriculture there and my mother is the only earning person. So it was obvious to have that problem. But then FFE came into the picture and helped me with all the financial glitches I had to face. They just not took care of my fees, but they also took care of my personal growth. They helped me improve my communication skills through the training program with InGuru, and they took tests for logical reasoning, personal growth questions, and aptitude so that we can be industry ready. They also gave us this Coursera platform where we can explore our interest and learn deep about our own core courses. They also helped me with their mentorship program where we can learn with the experienced people in our own field. Overall, they took care of everything in order to make us a better person, career-wise and personality-wise. They helped us improve our personality. So I would like to thank Fractal and FFE for helping me strike through a lot of problems from my list. Thank you everyone for listening to my experience.
Hello everyone, I am Aditya Subha from College of Engineering Pune. Currently in my 4th year BTech Computer Engineering. My father is a farmer and my mother is a housewife. I have 2 elder sisters, one got married and the other has completed MS Maths. I am a part of FFE for the last 3 years. I heard about the FFE from my college, then I applied for the scholarship and got the opportunity to be part of FFE family. I want to thank FFE, it made my college life easy by not only giving me a scholarship but also helped me to improve my skills through the skill development programs like InGuru English program, Coursera programs and annual AMCAT test. Also, we got lots of information from the FFE students newsletter. I will support FFE in years ahead to help the students like me to complete their studies. I also want to thank my donor AU Foundation and my facilitator Sanjay Raje sir. Again, thank you FFE and thank you everyone.
Good evening, I am Alisha Mulani, first year MBBS student at BJ Government Medical College Pune. I am also from Pune. My father is Dilawar Mulani, he is a fruit seller. My mother Shahnaz Mulani is a housewife. I have 2 elder sisters pursuing their BCom. Up to 4th standard, I had taken education from Marathi medium school. I completed my studies up to 10th standard in semi-English school. I secured 96.20% in 10th standard. In 12th standard, I stood first in our college. I participated in inter-school and state level drawing competition and won many certificates and prizes. I was awarded with many trophies and certificates for my academic excellence. When I was preparing for my medical journey, I was excited. At the same time, I was tense regarding the medical expenses. Then I was introduced to FFE by my professors and seniors. Applied and got the scholarship. I am thankful to the FFE for providing me the scholarship. I am also thankful to my donor Tarsadia Foundation and my facilitator Shabbir sir. Once I am settled, I would like to come back and support FFE. Thank you.
Thank you, dear scholars. It's always heartening to listen to your stories, and you are the reason which drives us to keep doing this for more and more students always. Also would like to say a very happy Doctors' Day to all our MBBS scholars. We are forever indebted to the community of doctors, what they're doing for us today. And we really hope that all our MBBS scholars become very successful doctors and spread their wings throughout the world. Thank you very much. And with this, we have also come to the end of today's event. On behalf of the board, management, and team FFE, I would like to thank each one of you for being with us today. This event was made possible only because of your support. Our sincere thanks to our donors who have joined today, Ms. Anjali Divakar from Ingersoll Rand, Ms. Pallav Raj from IndusInd Bank, and Mr. Susanta Mohanty from Linde Global Support Services Private Limited for joining us and spending their valuable time with us. Thank you once again, Ms. Subha, for sharing your insights and your experience with all our scholars. Thank you, Mr. Shabir and Mr. Raghavendra, FFE alumni, Mr. Shubham and Mr. Rahul for sharing your experiences with us, and all the FFE scholars, Nancy, Anisha, and Aditya for sending your lovely messages. Thank you, respected facilitators and mentors, for your valuable time. A special thanks to all the students and alumni present here. We had a great gathering of more than 600 students today, so thank you very much for making this happen. And last but not the least, the team FFE and the FFE management for their continuous support and for organizing this event. A special thanks to Ms. Priyanka, Ms. Sushma, Ms. Triveni, and Ms. Kanta for your seamless coordination and ensuring that this event is successful. Thank you all. And may I request the panelists, if you're there, if you can please switch on your videos, all the facilitators, all the mentors, all the alumni, to just let everybody have a look at you all, and we can also click a picture maybe. All the facilitators, can we please have your videos on? So good to see you all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again. And before we move to our formal Q&A session, Subha, would you like to say a few words?
I'd like to say thank you to everyone. This is our inaugural open house, and we have a series planned for the different states in India. We have 7 more planned. And we'd invite all of you, we'd be happy to share those invitations. And if any of you would like to participate and hear from students in other states in India, we would welcome that. Most importantly, I'd like to thank you all for being a part of our family. We need you as we grow, and we hope you all will continue to contribute in every manner possible, especially during this very difficult year. I want to congratulate all the students for being a part of our scholarship program. Please know that we are there with you this year. We are very mindful of all the delays in exams, and we are very mindful of the challenges you face. We will work with you all to make sure that you will get your scholarship as soon as possible. And we also want to convey our thanks to our facilitators, a note that we will continue to rely on your voluntary services for us for 1 more year, as you have done in the past, where a lot of the meetings will be virtual. And our alumni and our donors, we need you every step of the way. Thank you for all that you've done for us. And we hope together we can all make a big difference to this world and our wonderful growing family. We know that we are there for each other, and let's show we care. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. Ram, would you like to say a few words to the students who are passing out this year and are soon going to become our alumni and mentors?
Yeah, first I want to congratulate all of you. I've seen the scores, and it's been very, very heartening to see. That's what we will really dream for, right? To seeing you coming out with flying colors. The placements which have happened last year, students, and the placement which are in the current year as well, very, very heartening. Keep doing the great work. Take care of yourself. You've been doing the great work with all the circumstances around. Keep continuing to do that. I think there's a bright future for all of you there. The students, make most use of this time, for all the different things which we spoke about. Ensure that you're logging into all the training programs and mentorship programs, and make the best use of this time. And we're all there, and we're all in this journey together. Thank you all, everyone. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you so much once again. So before we move on to the Q&A session, I would let you all know that there will be a feedback form which will pop up on your screens on another tab when you end this session. We would request you all to take a minute and please fill that feedback form. If you are not able to fill that feedback form now, we will also send you a link to fill the feedback form, but please do take a minute to fill it for us now. And though we've come to the end of this formal session, we will soon begin with a Q&A session. Those of you who would like to stay for this session, please, you're most welcome. And thank you very much. We'll see you soon in our next series of events in some other states. Thank you very much.